Hey y'all, it's me, Didi. Um, Hi. It's been a minute since I've talked to the camera, but I'm here, and as you can see, I'm in bed. I'm not in bed, but like I'm in bed now because I just got done doing a little cleaning. Um, and I wanted to share some insight of how I got pregnant. I mean, we know, like, if you took basic human anatomy, you know how I got pregnant. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not finna get into that. I'm finna get into, like, how I found out that I was pregnant. Okay. Keep it uh, a little conservative as possible. My voice changed, so it got it's gotten deeper actually. My voice has changed. Right now I'm in my second trimester. Um Right after this video, I will be posting my first trimester update. Well, my first trimester recap. So let's go ahead and get into this video though. I just want to put a backstory. Like, my husband and I were trying to get pregnant for about 2 years on and off because he was on shore duty in California. So he was never really home. So it was like, cause he was one time he was gone for like most of the damn year. Like, we lived in California for 3 years, and I would say he's been in California. Well, he's been in San Diego for, out of all 3 years, he's been for at least 1 year, for at most 1 year, technically, because he's always out, whether it's an underway or whether it was the deployment, and deployment was 7 months, so that's all of the year except for 12 months, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Did I say 12? Oh shit, I'm dumb. 5 months, with the exception of 5 months. Should I edit that out? Should I leave it in? I'm gonna just leave it in anyway. So he was gone for most of the year, and like within, technically within those 5 months that he was there, he still was gone 2 months for an underway, and then came back for like a week and went back out for another month. So he was there. He was in San Diego in the year of 2022 for all of 2 months. Okay. Now let's get to the part where I said of how I found out I got pregnant. So as we were trying, we decided to stop. Like, and it's so crazy because like it was year 3, and he was home a lot because they just got from deployment. So they usually have like a break, even though when they got back from deployment, they went on an underway like a month later. But he was back after that. So we decided to try, but then we stopped because we were like, we finna get ready to move anyway, because we were between, we were in the problem. Like, we normally PCS in February, but there they didn't find a replacement or something for him, so they until extended it for 6 months. So they extended it until, I don't even know if it was 6 months: February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So it wasn't 6 months because he had to leave. No, I lied. They did extend it by 6 months because we were supposed to leave in August. However, they somehow find a replacement out the blue, and I don't know how that works, so I don't know what happened, but they found somebody to take his spot. However, it was around the time that she was contemplating on whether to get out or get in the military, and her contract was coming to an end. Like, it was time for her to renew her contract, so she got out. So now we're back to square one. However, like, I'm still having my job, and I'm like, bro, this is like, I need to know, do I have to leave my kids like mid school year, or can I at least finish the summer out? Like, I need to know. Or can I finish their middle school career out, which I wasn't able to do. I miss my babies. But oh, my eyes are burning. But so we were just there basically. So they extended for 2 months at a time. I think that's what happened. I don't know, But like February came, cause we were already there in March. So March, April, May. And then in May, they were like, oh, we found a replacement. Another one. You have to leave in June. And we were scheduled to leave in June. He left in June. I didn't leave until the first week of July because I finished out my teaching assistance. So I finished that out in San Diego. So like that was what we were planning to do. We stopped and everything, all that. We stopped. We weren't trying. So, in the month of May and June, I was traveling more than what I usually do, even though it was like 2 times of travel. But so in May, I went to fly to Michigan to see one of my nephews graduate high school. So that's San Diego to Detroit. And then I drove from Detroit 2 hours to Kalamazoo. And then I stayed there for his graduation for that weekend. And then I drove back to Detroit and I flew back to San Diego. So it was around the time my period was supposed to start. So in my mind, I'm like, well, maybe it's because, time travel, like, can affect your, what is it called? I don't know, is it circadian rhythm? I don't know if that's it. It can affect that. So I'm thinking, well, since I was in 2 time zones and traveled within at least 4 time zones, that's probably what happened. And I'm like, it should probably come on this week. Because so I got back on a week. I can't remember which week it was. And then it was a week. And then that next week in June, I think the first week of June. No, it was the second week of June because his graduation was May 31st. I think his graduation was May 31st. So it was the second week in June. I think June 9th, whenever June 9th was. We had our class reunion. My husband and I had our 10-year class reunion back in Georgia. So I'm like, well, maybe it'll come on this week, but like it won't catch up. So the week comes for our high school graduation. And then again, flying from San Diego to Georgia to Atlanta. And then driving down 3 hours. Stayed there for a weekend. Then drove back up 3 hours. Fly from Atlanta to San Diego. So that's another 4 time zones. And staying in 2 of them. So I'm like, well, maybe it's because I'm traveling way too much. Because these time zones, they can mess you up. Like, I don't know if it's factual, but I've heard it before. Like, time travel can mess up your circadian rhythm. Like, when people have difficulty sleeping when they're flying from west to east. So it will be the same thing because, like, you're up in the air, less oxygen, and then different atmospheres or whatever the fuck, I don't know. But like, it can cause some delays and some stuff if you do it too much. So I'm like, okay. So which made me not think nothing of it while we were in Albany, our hometown. We were in Albany. So I wore this black dress because it was a black tie event. I wore this black dress and it didn't have a sleeve on this side. I think I have a picture. So I had to use booby tape. And when I took off that tape after the fact, I was so itchy. Like, it was itchy. Like, I was annoyed. I was like, I can't. It won't cut him off. Shouldn't say that. But I'm like, it's too much. And my husband was like, you might be pregnant. I'm like, shut up, fuck up. Because how? First of all, we haven't had sex since, I don't even know, because we didn't want to risk, like, any unplannedness. Plus, like, I have a low libido, so it's not like we fucking every day anyway. So I was like, boy, shut the fuck up. That's highly impossible. So he was like, it could be possible. You might want to take a test. I said, no. Then he was like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. So fast forward to that, whatever. And when we were down there in Albany, everybody kept asking, where's the baby? I just want to tell y'all, side note, that is very inconsiderate. Like, you don't know if we were struggling. You don't know, like, you don't know if people struggling. You don't know if people had a miscarriage. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if they can't get pregnant. You don't know if PCOS is blocking this and that, even though people can get pregnant with PCOS. You don't know if, like, people are told they can't have kids. So telling someone or asking someone about kids, that's very offensive, especially in today's time. Like, you don't do that. Like, first of all, mind your fucking business. This is not your business to know where the baby's at anyway. Why are you worried about my vagina and my uterus? First of all. So, I just wanted to say that. Because once upon a time, I did thought I couldn't get pregnant because, like, they were like, you have symptoms with PCOS, but you ovulate, so we don't know. So I was like, that was like years ago though. So I was like, maybe I can't have kids. So I'm like, it's cool because I want to adopt anyway. But and I was looking into surrogacy for like the future or whatever. So don't be saying that to people. No matter how old, how young. It don't matter if they've been married for 10 years, they ain't got no kids. Don't be asking where no baby's at. Because that's very inconsiderate. Anyways, back to the story. So everybody was like, where's the baby? We need a 2014 baby, class 14. Even though like we got like 15 of them motherfuckers. Class 14 baby. Or like when two people from the same class in the same school have a baby. That's what they were talking about or whatever. And people were like, it's time for y'all to have a baby. Or like, y'all gonna have a baby. Somebody jinxed me. I'm not gonna say her name. All this while not knowing what was brewing inside my ovaries. Not inside. Is it inside the ovaries? I don't know shit, bro. Inside my body. Not even knowing that thing was preheating. But we got back to San Diego, and then my boobs just kept bothering me. And like right before we left, right before I went to Michigan, I went up a cup size. But I'm thinking like, cause my bra has always been weirdly fitting because one is bigger than the other. Well, one was bigger than the other. So I went up a cup size from D to double D. So I didn't think nothing of it. So we're fast forward me back in San Diego, and then still bothering me, whatever. And my husband's like, you need to take a test. And I'm like, no. And he's like, you need to. And I'm like, okay. When I throw up, I'll take a test. Didn't throw up now time. I did not throw up at all. Didn't throw up at all. And then one day, I don't even know what like made me cave in to take. Oh, he forced me to take the test. He was like, I'm gonna keep talking about it if you don't take the test. I'm gonna keep talking about it if you don't take the test. So I'm like, damn, give me the test, bro. So I took the test. And like, I've taken so many pregnancy tests in the past because when we were trying, and it was always negative. So I'm like, it's gonna be negative. But in my mind, I'm like, it's probably gonna be a time when I think it's gonna be negative that it's gonna be positive. Because every time I wanted it to be positive, it was always negative. So, and it would be negative fast as hell too. Like you would put it up there and it's just a black line. Done. So I said it right there and I was like, there. And I looked, and I saw something else creeping up because I already saw the darker line, and I saw something else creeping up there. I was like, so I picked it up. I look at it, and it's confusing a little bit because it's like a dark line, and then it's a light, like it's really, really light pink. And I'm like, so I look at the back of the box and it says one line, not pregnant. And then it says if this line is darker than this line, then it's messed up or something. And it said two lines, two dark lines, pregnant. And then it also said a dark line and a faint line, pregnant. So I was like, so I look at it again. I start crying. Immediately, I start crying. I'm like, I'm in there for like 2 minutes crying. And then I guess Quincy like, damn, it's taking so long. So he walks in. He sees me crying. He's like, what's wrong? I was like, it's positive. What are we going to do? And he literally was like, it's fine, baby. It's like he's smiling. Like it's just fucking funny. Like what the hell? Like I'm scared. I am scared. And you up here smiling and stuff. I know you happy, but bro, come, I'm scared. You literally see like snot coming out. I don't even, like when I cry, snot don't even come out my nose. So I was crying, snot was coming out my damn nose. My eyes like, I'm like, oh my god, damn. Oh my god, damn. And he's like, it's fine. I was like, we finna move. And I don't know where we're gonna just stay and all of this. It was a lot. And he was just laughing his little heart out. And so I looked at the test and I'm like, but it's possible that it's negative, right? Then he was like, there's really no such thing as a false positive. It's false negatives, but it's not really a thing to have false positives. So I look at the box expired. And I'm like, ooh, it's expired. And I said, we're going to have to take another test. So he goes to 7-Eleven. I miss 7-Eleven so much. He goes to 7-Eleven. I miss their wings. Oh my god. And then fucking 7-Eleven day on July 7th. Like, oh my god. Where did that even come from? Anyways. But he goes to 7-Eleven and gets another pregnancy test. So I take that test and I'm waiting like, it was just a fluke. It is a such thing as a false positive. It's just rare, but I'm the false positive. So, bro, not even 5 seconds. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I know it. Well, I probably am exaggerating, but I know it was not more than a minute. I know for a fact it was not more than a minute. As soon as I peed on that stick, 2 dark lines. I'm like, y'all know that meme when that man like, that's how I was. I was like, he stood there. Quincy stood there and saw it and was like, and I'm like, oh, dang. Got me. You got me. You got me. Which is crazy because now I'm thinking about all the shit I did when we were just in Albany. Well, I'll tell you. We participated in some recreational activities. Like, when we had a little kickback. Not kickback. It was a cookout. When we had a little cookout, boy. I had my own personal bottle of Don Julio. Like, I didn't drink the whole thing though. But I shared it. I had my whole little bottle. It was like this small of Don Julio. We were driving a boat. Everybody else drinking some other shit. I would take one because I'm not finna drink behind nobody that's weird. So I was drinking my Don Julio. That baby was right. I'm finna look up something real quick to see if I can say this next part. So I just looked it up and I just asked Alexa, think of kites, think of airplanes, think of electrical wiring, think of Snoop Dogg. Now, think of, what can I say? Think of Betty Crocker. Think of Rachel Ray. Think of Lil Debbie. Brownies for my brownie. You're picking up what I'm putting down. Woo! Boy, not my first time, because like we stayed in California, so I had like But I never smoked in my life. Like, I didn't smoke anything. That's just tacky to me. I don't smoke shit. I don't smoke nothing. Never have, never will. But my baby was on for a ride. Didn't even know it. But back to San Diego. We're back in San Diego, and we go to this convenient care because we want to find out how far along am I. So we go to this convenient care or whatever, and she does the pregnancy test, the pee stick. But I'm like, we don't need a fucking pee stick, bro. I just need the blood test or whatever. But she does the pee stick, and she comes back and was like, so did you take, she said, could it be a possibility that, no, when was your last period? And I told her my last period was May 8th. Then she was like, oh, so you know you're pregnant. I said, yeah, that's what we came here. You know what I should have did? I should have been like, oh, what? I should have did that, but I didn't. And we said we needed a blood test, but it didn't have any butterfly needles. Listen, if you don't need butterfly needles, don't be using all the butterfly needles. Because they was out of butterfly needles. Because a lot of people get butterfly needles because they're scared of needles, but they got like a whole tattoo sleeve. Like, people with tiny, look at my veins. Look at my veins. This is tiny. Any needle outside of a butterfly needle will blow my vein. It has happened numerous times. Even when dumbass fucking paramedics, I tell them I need a butterfly needle, they be like, no, I can do it. I can do it with the regular needle. Then they put the fucking needle in, and now fucking blood is shooting out. Butterfly needle. When you have tiny veins, butterfly needle. So they didn't have that. So they scheduled us to go somewhere, so we never went. So we went to the emergency room, and they did the blood test, found out I was 6 weeks. So my baby was 4 weeks when we were flying the kite. I said kite. What the fuck is a kite? But anyways, yeah, 6 weeks. Here's an ultrasound. Other 6 weeks, I didn't know what I was looking at. So, whatever. And yeah. So there it is. That's how I found out I was pregnant. Know something funny? Right after I found out I was pregnant, I threw up. Remember when I said I told Quincy that, okay, if I throw up, I'm gonna take a test? Didn't throw up damn time before the test. Right after I took the test, I threw up. Mind is a powerful thing. But yeah, that's how I found out that we are expecting. I do know what I'm having now, and that will be another video. And yeah, so this video, watch it. And then next video, first trimester recap. And then second trimester update. And then gender reveal, well, sex reveal. But I'm gonna give y'all a hint real quick. Hold on, wait. Give me y'all a hint. If y'all know, y'all know. But anyways, thank you for watching this whole video. If you didn't, and skip around, that's fine. But let me go get back to my daily chores. Well, Hope's about to come home for lunch anyway, but see y'all later. Bye.